You have your unicorn family and somebody in your family died.
Yeah.
You don't want revenge?
Unicorns with a vengeance.
Yeah, that's going to be the sequel. Welcome to Fresh Out. I'm JC.
And I'm Cude.
And we're fresh out of Death of a Unicorn.
Death of a Unicorn. A24's newest creation brings Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega together for a family trip that runs into a speed bump along the way. Death of a Unicorn.
Death of a Unicorn.
So, dude, this movie starts with Paul Rudd, Jenna Ortega, father-daughter. Mm-hmm. They're headed out of town to go to his company's family that runs his company or whatever, pharmaceutical. They're like the Purdue Pharma family or whatever.
Yep.
They're headed out there, and then they hit a unicorn on the way.
A unicorn, right? We didn't know if they existed, but in this movie, they do.
Confirmed. Unicorns confirmed.
A24 just brought it to life, right? We've seen it in a movie now.
So the unicorns actually have a healing factor.
Mystical powers.
Yeah, they have mystical powers that are healing, and so the main dude, the main father,
Richard E. Grant. So on the other side of the company, right, we got Richard E. Grant. He's in charge of everything.
We got
father. Yeah. Téa Leoni, who we haven't seen in a while, right?
The mother.
Man, it's great to see her back in movies. And then we got Will Poulter, which many have called my doppelganger.
Yes. We actually have Will Poulter here.
I'm actually
today.
here in the studio. JC, he had to call out today, so Will Poulter actually showed up for this.
We've leveled up.
And he's the, we're finally getting guests.
So the father is like sickly. Like he's coughing all over, he's hacking up all over the place. He's no fun to be around. You're not taking this guy to any party.
No chance.
Anytime soon.
Yeah.
So basically, this movie is a play on it's a satirical take on a pharmaceutical family and what they would do if they found a miracle drug.
Yes.
That's basically what it is. They found a miracle drug.
I think that's a good way of...
How would they react to this?
Exactly, right? When you find the gold at the end of the rainbow, are you going to share it with everybody, or are you going to keep it all to yourself, right? And I think that...
Or are you going to share it with the select few?
Exactly.
To go even deeper into societal things or whatever.
Yeah.
So, this movie did some things pretty good, I would say. I would say the cast was great,
and I feel like as far as original ideas, right? If we think about the writing, the tone of this film, it's tough when you have a horror comedy trying to navigate what that looks like. But when you got A24 as the studio in charge, they usually do a pretty decent job.
Yeah, and with the acting, like, Paul Rudd is Paul Rudd. Jenna Ortega is Jenna Ortega.
Yep.
I feel like Téa Leoni, I haven't seen enough of her stuff. Like, I just remember, like, random movies with her. But it's Téa Leoni.
Of course.
Will Poulter, though, is the
standout. Oh, my God.
Will Poulter's character is the standout.
I feel like the amount of...
I laughed the most from him.
Easily. Just from him, that already made the movie great. And I feel like the amount of one-liners, just him reacting, just because he kind of plays this role that we haven't seen him play before, which is this spoiled son, but it seems like he's endearing, but you can tell like he's at this kind of like higher level of like, I think I'm better than you.
Higher. And you want that higher level.
Higher in a couple definitions of that word, for sure.
So this movie was spot on with the casting. The acting was good. I guess the writing, whatever, all that goes into the whatever.
Sure.
Tone or whatever. That was all good. The tone. So I was more concerned when we got into the movie. I was more concerned, like, because I saw the trailer and like, I didn't know if it was going to work, because, you know, sometimes movies, the tone is all over the place. Maybe it gets too dark.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's too slapsticky.
Well,
but this movie was kind of spot on.
That's what I mean. It found its way, and you could identify it as either a horror or a comedy.
Yes.
And it didn't feel, I wouldn't say I was ever scared necessarily.
But by horror, you mean like
there's some graphic elements, right? Those unicorns.
Yeah, the unicorns are not nice.
No, oh my God.
The mythical creatures that you think that are like that are farting rainbows or whatever.
This ain't that.
Unicorns. These unicorns are monstrous, bro. Like fangs. The unicorn design, it was cool. Like,
think about it. If it's called Death of a Unicorn, right? If you have your unicorn family and somebody in your family died.
Yep.
You don't want revenge?
Unicorns with a vengeance.
Yeah, that's going to be the sequel.
Starring Bruce Willis and the unicorns. But like, yeah, dude, like this tone and the acting and the cast was spot on.
It all came together.
Was good. So it's so weird. This is a weird movie.
It is.
Because I like the uniqueness. The uniqueness of the story was really cool.
Finally, some originality, right? We love to see original stories.
Yeah, when have you ever seen a movie about like unicorns?
Especially a horror movie in unicorns.
Yeah,
You're never going to see that, yeah.
So the uniqueness was really cool. I cannot place like why I don't give this movie a bigger score than what I'm going to give it.
I agree with you there. Yeah, it's like I thought it was going to be, I mean, it's A24. They've kind of had some, not duds per se, like recently, but I feel like they've had some really great movies, and they're known for having these really great original movies.
Yeah, at least they have original movies.
Yes.
I'll take a dud if it's original.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I'll take a dud. Because we just have this remakes and all this other stuff. I'm done. I'm done with all this stuff.
And I think
like,
when we came out of the movie, we were kind of like, we liked it a lot, but there was something, it was unclear as like what we could put we couldn't put our finger on why it wasn't a 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because everything is executed properly. That's what it is. Everything is executed properly, but maybe the premise or maybe... I don't know.
I think it's like buying into, like you going into this, you got to buy into this.
And that's easy to do though, because it's easy to do. So the unicorns didn't throw me off. Nothing magical threw me off. I cannot pinpoint why I don't give this a bigger score than what I'm going to give it. I can't pinpoint exactly why. And it makes me kind of feel bad because... am I like giving it a lower score than it deserves because I can't?
I know, and I think that may have been kind of the sentiment for a lot of other people, because after we see the films, we always like just check a little bit just to see, hey, what the general audience thought, because we want to get a sense. That doesn't interfere with like what our scores are going to be, but we're always just curious to see. And I feel like it got a lower score than we were expecting based on when we saw it. I would say it's in the 60% range. But anyways, that said, I feel like we might as well just give our score at this point.
Score time.
Yeah.
So I think I went first last time. Did I?
Okay, yeah, I think you might have. So you want? You don't want to? All right, I'm gonna go first.
You go.
So we already kind of hit all the points, right? For me, the thing that's gonna take the score a little bit higher is Will Poulter.
Yeah, Will Poulter was hilarious.
Oh my gosh, like
everything that
I am happy to be associated with him. I'm like, hey, I'll sign all those autographs.
No, bro, but with your hair, like, you need to be Adam Warlock next
Let's
Halloween.
Go. Yes.
I'll be Groot.
I'll do it. You'll be Groot. I am Groot. It's like, no, you're not going to be. You are Groot.
No. I can't. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Hey, I might be Adam Warlock next Halloween.
Yeah, you are spot on.
Yeah. But so what I'm going to give it is... I'm going to give it, I think I'm going to give it a 7. I mean, that's still not as high as I wanted it to be going into it, but I think 7's pretty solid, right? Given that the actors, they brought it, the writing was great.
Yes.
I feel like it was...
everything worked. That's what's so hard about it.
Yeah, I think it just didn't. There wasn't anything that really like blew my mind, and I think maybe that's what you typically expect from an A24.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 too. I agree.
There we go.
It was a good movie. I was never bored. It was entertaining. It was good. It was a good movie. It was just nothing that surprised me or blew me away.
Yeah.
Like if something surprised me, like if something happened in it where it was just like, whoa, I was not expecting that, maybe I would have gave it an 8.
Sure, yeah.
It would have been hard for this type of movie to get a 9 or a 10 because like, it's not making you think too much.
Well, it's not much of a thinker in that way, and it's also like, with the unicorns, like there's only so many creative ways that people can get, bloodied.
Yeah.
I'll say
the unicorns
there were like 1 or 2 scenes where we're like, oh.
But anytime you have a horned creature
You kind of know how it's going. It's going to be,
how everybody's gonna die. Like,
yeah.
So, but the unicorns were like super ravenous, dude. Like it's like. Like when they got, this is not a spoiler, but when the unicorns like got indoors later on.
Oh yeah. No way. I would not be messing around with that.
Oh my God.
They're running upstairs
Like,
and
where
stuff.
do you run? Like,
They're breaking down doors.
Yeah, like where do you run from a unicorn?
It's like if you had a bull in your house, but they had a horn on their forehead. Dude,
but
good luck.
An agile bull.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
So,
and a determined one that's actually intelligent and mystical. That's like,
these unicorns are smart.
I'm coming for you.
Yeah, magically smart.
Yeah,
magically delicious.
Hey, I think they would say. I think the I don't remember their names, but the family would say that, right?
Dude,
they were making cocktails. They were like doing anything they could with those unicorns.
So unicorn meat, dude, magically delicious.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Like,
there it is. Unicorn
not saying
meat,
that any
magically
unicorns
delicious.
were eaten in this movie.
No,
spoilers.
yeah, that's all right.
Somebody eats some unicorn meat.
Yeah, they might have a little bit
of unicorn. And it looks terrible. It's purple meat. It's like, bro is eating the meat. I'm just like, yo.
What are you doing?
That is the worst looking stuff.
And that's such a, like, it's super over the top. Like, this guy has no sense of, like.
It was bloody and blue. It was blue meat that was also bloody. But the blood.
Like, you sure that tastes good?
You sure about that?
You sure about that?
So 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Death of a Unicorn. Should you see it in movies?
I would say yeah.
Yeah.
I would say if it's ever above like a 6 or 7, it was fun. And especially like being in theaters with your friends.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun
we
experience.
had the homie Zalo with us.
Yep, we had our buddy with us.
We're the 3 amigos at this one.
Yep.
And it was funny. It was funny. Like there was Will Poulter though definitely is the standout. He is the standout.
Yeah, and everybody else played their role, but you know, hey.
Yeah. And like Téa Leoni plays like the oblivious, just like she's just on for the ride.
She kind of knows what's going on, but she's like kind of pretending like she doesn't. And
this was fun. This was a fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. And I can't really pinpoint. We can't really pinpoint what would make it not a higher score, but like it is what it is. Some movies are just good. Some movies are great. Some movies are
exactly.
You know what I mean? This was a good movie.
We're still giving it a thumbs up.
Yeah,
though.
definitely.
Boom,
definitely.
2 thumbs up.
So this was good.
Yeah.
So yeah. Check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah, dude. And also, we never say this, but if you have watched this far, please like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Hey, we're gonna keep doing this.
It costs you nothing, and it boosts us up a little bit.
It does. Not only us on YouTube, but on our egos.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to get boosted up. I'm depressed.
Yeah, hype us up a little bit. If you're into it, hey, we just want to hear about it. That's all it is.
And we're trying to get a sponsorship from AMC, dude.
Hey, that would be great.
A-list.
Give me that A-list, baby.
But so boom, this was Fresh Out. I'm Cude.
I'm JC.
And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Unicorn. Wait, no, that's a devil. Wait, there we go.